Hi there, my name is Nathan Taxel. I'm going to be your instructor for this 8-week asynchronous session of Introduction to Environmental Studies in the spring of 2026. This lecture or this course will take place primarily on Canvas, where you'll find recorded lectures, assignments, discussion forums, and quizzes. My office hours are 3 to 3:30 on Mondays via appointment or phone call. Always happy to jump online for a Zoom or a Teams, but I'm not going to be sitting in a Zoom room waiting for students to sign on. So just give me a call or a text. Let me know you want to meet, and I'll jump right on. Here's my contact info. Don't bother calling the division number because I teach fully asynchronously and am never on campus. But my phone number and my email are just fine. I do my best to respond to emails every day, but if you email me in the evening, I tend to get back to folks in the morning. I have two small children, and I'm usually busy with them through most of the evening. We don't use a formal textbook with this course. All of your readings are going to be pulled from articles and online sources from all over the place. But if you do want to refer to a textbook, this is the one that is typically assigned to this course. So in Introduction to Environmental Studies, we will go through an overview of human activities and how we impact the global ecosystem. We'll be we'll be focusing both on applied and theoretical concepts of nature, the environment, environmentalism, and exploring it through the lens of a number of different specific major environmental issues, such as population, energy use, agriculture, water, air, biodiversity, waste disposal, all well, and of course climate, all well focusing on future solutions and things that are being done to mitigate these problems. So by the end of this course, you'll be able to explain the basics of environmental science and the principles behind it, understand the interconnection between this discipline and lots of other ones. You'll be able to identify major environmental issues, analyze problems, and critically think about their solutions, and recognize how our own worldviews, biases, and actions can impact the environment both positively and negatively. We're going to be demonstrating critical thinking skills, scientific literacy, and media literacy. Literacy is a huge part of this course and something we really emphasize. We'll be brainstorming and trying to develop solutions and evaluating ecological impacts. So this course follows a really set schedule. It's an 8-week course, so it's a full semester's worth of material in half the time. My estimation is that students need to be able to plan on spending at least 6 hours a week on this course between the recorded lectures, the readings, and the assignments. The course week begins at 11:59 a.m. on Monday and runs through 11:59 p.m. the following Sunday. And in that time, you'll have specific things that are assigned with different due dates. And anything that's not turned in by the designated due date will, of course, be late. I'm going to go through the different assignments and things how we evaluate folks in this course. We do a student information card just to get things going during the first week, giving me some basic information about you and your interests and things like that. Everything is, again, submitted through Canvas. There will be a midterm and a final for this class. In both cases, you'll have, in the case of a midterm, you'll have your full week to complete the midterm. In the final, it is a 4-day opening for that final exam. The major written assignments for this course include 4 critical thinking questions. These are questions that are designed to have you grapple with the material that we are studying in the course, and they're very specifically intended not to have right or wrong answers. These are questions where you'll be asked to take a position on an issue that we're discussing and defend that position with evidence, explaining why that was your chosen position. Also, pretty much all of the critical thinking questions come in two parts. They ask you to take a position on an issue and defend it, and then deal with or grapple with the consequences of that choice and how it might impact the world more broadly. And so when you read those questions, make sure that you're looking for both parts and that you are answering both parts fully. The most common reason I take points off on these assignments, on the critical thinking questions specifically, is because not both parts of the questions are not addressed fully. So make sure you're reading those carefully. And if you have any questions, I'm always available to answer them. The other major assignment that is included in this course is your environmental portfolio. This is a large assignment. It's worth 80 points, so that's the same amount as your 4 critical thinking questions. And it follows a very, very specific formula. I have a whole other video in this introductory section of the course explaining how the critical thinking assignment works, so I'm not going to spend much time on it here, but just know that it does make up a major portion of your grade and that the key to success is following the formula that's laid out. In that introductory video, I show you exactly what a full credit portfolio looks like by showing you examples from previous students who have taken this class. So it's a big assignment, it's a lot of work, but we make it very, very easy in terms of understanding what the requirements are. So we'll again go refer to that video to get more details on the critical thinking project. So each week you also have a discussion post and responses to make. Since we can't meet in class in person, we still want to have thoughtful discussions about this material that is so potentially important for the world and our species. So each week you're going to have to provide one original post responding to a prompt I've given on the discussion board and 2 responses to posts by your classmates. So the way this works is your original post is due on Friday by 11:59 p.m. And that gives everyone Saturday and Sunday to make their responses. In my experience, lots of people post their original posts before Friday, so discussions don't have to wait till the weekend. If you post earlier in the week, you'll likely get some responses sooner. But then you have till Sunday at 11:59 to post 2 responses to your colleagues' posts. And so it's worth a total of 6 points each week, 2 points for your original post, and 2 points for each of your responses. The discussion boards are the only part of the course or the assignments that I don't accept late. So if you do not get your posts in on time, you will not get those points for them. But say you miss your original post on Friday, don't skip your responses on Saturday and Sunday because you can still get credit for those even if your original post doesn't go up in time. So again, make sure you're doing both your original post and your 2 responses to the discussion boards. Each week there are assigned readings and a 10-question reading quiz. The quizzes are multiple choice. They're due by 11:59 p.m. at the end of the week, and they're really not designed to trip you up. They're just designed to ensure that you're doing the week's reading. We also ask students to complete one of the library workshops, which you can learn more about online through the library's website or through Canvas. You'll receive 10 points for that. We do not need you to submit proof, as I get a list of everyone who's completed it. And then it is, due Monday, May 11th at 11:59 p.m. That's when the library closes those. We also have a 5th critical thinking question available for extra credit, due by May 20th, so it's a free 20 points should you need them. I do accept late work on everything except for the discussion posts and the student information card, and you do receive a 10% deduction in credit for every week that assignments are due. But again, if you start to fall behind, know that getting 16 out of 20 for a critical thinking question that's 2 weeks late is way better for your grade than getting 0 out of 20 for not turning it in. That being said, Wednesday, May 20th, last formal day of the semester, is the last day that I can accept any extra credit or late work. Here's a breakdown of the grading. It's 447 points total. I know that some folks will work on those point calculations to get the grade they feel most comfortable with. My recommendation is, of course, to do your best on every assignment. If you are not satisfied with the grading or anything else going on with the class, the university has formal procedures for that, and you can find more out about that within the written syllabus should you need it. My primary methods of communicating with you will be via email and Canvas, so please make sure you're checking those emails and staying engaged with the Canvas course. With that, like I mentioned earlier, you guys are welcome to text or call or email me should you need anything, but there's 45 of you in this section alone, and I don't make a habit of storing student phone numbers in my phone, so when you text me, please make sure you're just letting me know what section you're in and what your name is. That'll be really helpful, even if we've texted before. Again, I've got a lot of students, and I don't tend to keep that information organized. Also, especially when it comes to email, again, I try and respond same day, but if it comes in later in the day, I usually don't get to emails received in the evening till the following day. Also, I have a busy life outside of this. I work full time elsewhere, and I am human and occasionally fall behind. So if I haven't responded to an email after, say, 36 hours, just shoot me another one and remind me. I don't mind that at all. And if it happens, I do apologize, but I'll do my best to stay on top of it. With this, just like any other course, we follow the same principles of academic integrity that all classes at Saddleback do. And I want to emphasize that AI-generated submissions are not acceptable for any of our written assignments. These critical thinking questions are designed to have you grapple with major issues, and having the computer do it for you doesn't work for this lesson. AI can be a powerful research tool, but as I'm sure you know, it's imperfect. So if you're getting your sources from AI or things like that, that's totally acceptable. However, you need to make sure that what it's giving you is actually real. There's a lot of bias where the AIs seem to want to give people what they're looking for, and often that means creating something out of nothing, or literally making information up. So especially when it comes to those critical thinking questions, when it comes to your environmental portfolio, if you're going to use AI to help find articles for that portfolio, and it provides you with a link, make sure you click that link and double check that it actually exists. I've had that happen before, where students will submit their resources for that, and it turns out they're just something that ChatGPT imagined existed. We need to make sure we're treating everyone with dignity and respect, and that includes for our discussion posts, and making sure that while we grapple with difficult and potentially fraught issues, that folks are being kind to one another. If you have a disability or need accommodations, please make sure that you visit the Student Special Services office so that they can arrange those kinds of accommodations. If you need extra time on tests, in order for me to be able to provide that on Canvas, I need the paperwork from them. Happy to do it. It's no problem at all. You just have to follow the process. Also, in general, Saddleback provides a lot of support for students. So if you're experiencing housing insecurity or food insecurity or anything like that, they're going to have stuff for you in the student resources area, and there's a whole office on campus to help you manage those issues that come up in life that might interrupt your educational experience. So should you need anything like that or need help finding those services, feel free to reach out to me. So important dates for the course. Last day to drop with the refund is the 29th. Pass no passes April 27th. Last day to drop with a W grade is May 5th. Here's a breakdown of our schedule. Basically, each week we have a new topic that we're going to cover, and there's only 1 week in the entire semester when there isn't a written assignment due. So again, just make sure you're ready for the commitment that an 8-week course is. When I'm not teaching here at Saddleback, I serve as the interpretive programs curator for Orange County Parks here in Orange County, California. I have a master's degree in Parks and Natural Resource Management from Slippery Rock University, and am very engaged with the outdoor and environmental education and interpretation communities throughout Southern California. So if you're interested in careers in environmental sciences or natural resources, parks and recreation, always happy to chat, talk about my experience in the industry, and provide guidance to folks who are considering it as a career path. So feel free to reach out to me on those types of things as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and enjoy this semester. Talk to you later.